welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about how to keep good habits and routines. This is something I get asked about all the time, and I often read comments that say, I started out with this routine, but I just didn't keep up with it. How do you keep up with routines? Or I started out with this great habit, but after time went by, I no longer kept up with it. So I am going to talk about how to keep good habits and routines and give you some tips. So I hope you find this helpful. I know I've been asked this so many times. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. You have heard me talk about Skillshare a number of times. In fact, I recently did a video about houseplants and talked about some different things that I learned from a botanist on Skillshare. If you aren't familiar with Skillshare, it's an online learning platform with thousands of courses in all types of things like productivity, which I'll be talking about today, and photography, cooking, crafts, you name it. There are classes on Skillshare about it, and you can learn so much because they are courses from experts in their field. Recently, I've watched several courses on productivity, and some of my favorites were from Thomas Frank. He is a fellow YouTuber and has great information about productivity, and I find just listening to him and his ideas, even if I don't implement them exactly, just helps me to want to be more productive. I've also been listening to Mike Verde's course on productivity, and I thought his definition of habits that he shared was perfect. It's really simple, but it just explains it so well. And it's bite-sized, repeated practices that support productivity. And when you think about a habit that way, it just makes sense. It's a bite-sized, repeated practice that helps productivity. So knowing that your habits are going to help you to be more productive really helps you to want to keep doing them. Skillshare's premium membership gives you access to high quality classes from experts in their field. And my viewers can get 2 months of Skillshare Premium by using my link, which is in the description box below. After the 2 months is up, Skillshare Premium is very affordable. An annual membership is less than $10 a month. Okay, let's talk about keeping our good habits and routines. So, you know how it is, a lot of times you have these great plans, you want to get in the habit of this and that, and you have these great expectations. You're going to be so perfect, and this is the time. You are going to keep your routine. You're going to keep that good habit, and you start out strong, and maybe by like 5 days or a week or so, or maybe even a couple weeks, the excitement wears off and you don't stick with it. Well, that is very common, just to assure you. That's extremely common. So start out small. Instead of having these big expectations for yourself that you're going to do this morning routine, you're going to journal, you're going to meditate, you're going to clean up after yourself, you're going to prep for dinner, you're going to make your bed, you're going to have quiet time outside and drink your coffee, and you're just going to do it all perfectly and wake up early, and it's just going to be grand. It might be for a few days, but life happens and then the excitement wears off. So instead of starting with all of those things for a morning routine, just start with 1 or maybe even 2 things. Every single morning I am going to make my bed, or every single morning I'm going to make my bed and put everything away after I get done getting ready in the bathroom. And just do those 2 things. And then after you've done that for a while and it becomes a habit, build upon that. Instead of just trying to do too many things or not being realistic about life. Life happens, especially if you have children. sometimes they need you for things, or things happen, or you forgot something, and you're human, and that is normal. And sometimes you wake up late and you're human and that is normal. So just start small. Maybe you just want to start the habit of working out regularly. Instead of, I'm going to work out every single day, and then again, life happens and you miss one and you feel like a failure, just start small. Maybe just, I am going to go to this Tuesday evening class every Tuesday, or I am going to commit to going to this every Tuesday, and just go on Tuesday and then build from there. Or I am going to make sure I work out at least once a week. And that way you don't feel like if you miss a workout, you just ruined the whole thing. Just commit to one a week and then build from there. And you'll see the momentum. Once you just get in the habit of that one workout, then later on you can add to it and you'll keep going from there. We just start out with these grand expectations of ourselves, and then we don't keep up with it, and then we quit it altogether. So just start small. Another great way to keep up with good habits and routines is to habit stack. We all have habits, whether we realize they are habits or not. So usually we wake up and do the same exact thing first. So it might be grabbing your phone and looking at your emails, or looking at Instagram, or it might be going to the bathroom. It might be going to make a cup of coffee. So think about things that you always do. Think about going through your day and what you always do. After you eat lunch, you always do X. Or when you get to the office, you always do this first. Maybe turn on your computer, maybe put your stuff in a drawer, whatever it may be. So think about the things that you already do, and then think about adding a habit that you would like to create. So for example, every morning after I get up, I take the things on my nightstand and put them in the drawer. Say that's something you already do. Well, every morning after I do that, I'm going to make my bed. Or every morning as I'm brewing my coffee, I'm going to unload the dishwasher. So again, think about the things that you do every single day that are your regular habits, and then add something that you are trying to do on a regular basis. So every day after I shower and get ready, I will take a cloth and wipe down the counter and put all of my stuff away. And that is how a routine becomes a routine. You have things that you do every day in a certain order, and you don't even have to think about it. A great tool for keeping habits is a habit tracker, and they come in all different forms. I'm going to tell you about a few different ones, but when we have a visual, when we see, I did this day, or I did this 10 days in a row, I don't want to miss that 11th day, it just really helps us to keep up with our habits. So you can do this on a piece of paper, you can make your own, you can use graph paper, you can find a printable, you can use a calendar and just X the days that you did that habit that you were trying to do, making your bed or putting stuff away or meal planning or whatever it may be, just putting an X. You won't want to break that chain. There are different apps that you can use that will keep track of your habits for you, and some of them have like a game. I know Thomas Frank, who I mentioned earlier in this video from Skillshare, he uses Habitica, and it's like a game. There's also Habitify. There are many different habit trackers in different forms, but this really helps you because you want to be able to mark that off for the day or color in that box, and you don't want to break the chain, so it's extra incentive. Like I said at the beginning of this video, a lot of people tell me that they start strong and then they don't keep up with the routine or habit. And my last tip is to get right back to it. If you miss a day, Do not beat yourself up. Just start again tomorrow. It is like that with everything. So if you're trying to eat healthy and you didn't make the best choice, just start with your next meal and make a healthy choice. If you missed a workout that week, just start again the next week or the next day. If you were trying to be good about putting things away and you let it go for a few days, it's not the end of the world. Just start again. You can start over. And it's okay, even if you use the habit tracker and you miss a few days, it did not ruin anything. You just start over. Those are incentives, but we are human and we aren't perfect. So don't expect yourself to be perfect. But having good habits definitely will help you. Having routines definitely will help you. But if you miss a day, just start again the next day and don't beat yourself up. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I want to hear from you. What are some things that you have found that have really helped you to keep your good habits and routines? And don't forget to check out Skillshare. Again, you can use my link in the description box below for a 2-month premium membership. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day.